I'm pretty excited about today's video because we take my old mountain bike and turn it into my brand new cargo bike. But Craig, how are you going to do that? So I've been posting about the Stayer CarryON non-stop everywhere, and I've done at least 2 videos on this channel already. But today we focus on my personal Stayer CarryON. For people that don't know, it's essentially a conversion kit that takes your old steel mountain bike and turn it into a cargo bike. Now, I do work at Stayer Cycles, so this is very much an ad, and there's a lot of people that have helped me make this build possible, but I'll talk about them all throughout the video. But first, let's talk about the bike. So this is it. This is the On-One 456 Evo 2 that I built on this channel about 3 years ago. If you're interested in seeing that build, I'll link it down below in the description. But essentially I wanted to build it as a kind of a somewhere in the middle of a modern and retro trail bike. A 456 is actually the travel of the fork it can take. So it's a 400 or 140 150 and 160 mil fork, so it's quite aggressive, but it has massive clearance for 26-inch mountain bike wheels and tires as well. Admittedly, when I built it, at the time I built it, I didn't really have a need for it, so it spent a long time just sat in the shed. At the time I was mainly commuting across London, that was the majority of my cycling that I was doing, so I wasn't really getting out into the forest that much, so it kind of ended up eventually just getting dismantled and I used the parts to build something else. So when I actually first decided I was going to build a CarryON with Stayer, I went on eBay and actually bought a Kona something, I can't remember. It was like £100 frame. It was really nice. It was in reasonably good condition. It will eventually get built on this channel at some point. It didn't have a lot of clearance in the back. It had quite a small seat tube, so it wouldn't have been able to have a dropper post. And there was something in me that wanted to build a cargo bike, and I can't think of anybody who would influence this, that was capable of going off-road and being a bit of a fun, and maybe even go bikepacking off-road and that sort of thing. So I wanted something that had clearance, dropper post, so I needed something a little bit more modern. And that is why I ended up going with the On-One 456. It was sat in the shed. It was one of those frames that I spent a lot of money on it because I really liked it and I wanted it, but it wasn't really worth that, so I was never going to get that money back. So it kind of went to the shed to live forever, and I figured one day I'd do something with it. So when this project came up, I kind of felt like it was probably the right one to go for it, and that's the plan. So I think that's pretty much caught you up to speed. Again, if you haven't seen any of the CarryON stuff so far, I will link those videos below. But if you're ready, let's go and cut up my old frame. So here we find the On-One on our CarryON jig in the workshop. This thing's designed to help us find the correct angle to cut the donor bike to get it ready to fit on the CarryON. Once all the numbers are calculated, you stop and have a coffee in your personalised mug, which, by the way, dropped on the floor the other day and smashed into a million pieces. You are then ready to cut its head off.
Ooh, what's that?
That's grease. It's good stuff, that.
One thing I have been doing with all the conversions is that I've been taking the
head tubes as sacrifice, so it was only fitting that I put mine also in the graveyard. The graveyard's a lot bigger than it is in this video. This was before we did all the carry-ons that were purchased by customers, so I do need to do something with them. If anybody's got any idea, I'm thinking about just hanging them from the ceiling just so there's something, but yeah, let me know in the comments below. Next job is cutting some miters in the tube so they fit very nicely onto the carry-on. Next, we start using fire, and the first bit of fire is literally just to burn all the paint off or anything on there so there's a nice clean bit of metal to start brazing against. Once that's all done, it is one of my favourite parts. It's putting the bits on the jig ready to tack together. This is super fun because it's the first time you kind of see your frame up against the carry-on kit and to see kind of what that geo is going to look like. Each one's ever so slightly different. The geo of the donor frame kind of dictates what is the outcome of the carry-on conversion, so it's super nice seeing this bit come together. Then I think I had to go and collect my kids from school, so I missed the brazing, but this was what it looked like once I got back. And that was the last time I saw it for some time because it went off to paint, and the paint was I decided very last minute what it looked like, and it looks like this. I know this was blurry and you can't really see that well, but I think you get what's happening here. But I was stoked and I was dying to build it. The wheels Udit put together to me for me. They are Sunringle MTX 39s, and the hubs are Halo Spin Doctor. Is that what they're called? The cassette is the brand new Advent MX. From microSHIFT, and the rotor on the back is whatever I found in the shed. Tires, Smart Sams, these have been so nice on this bike, and I'm sure I'll talk about those more again later on. microSHIFT were really cool and actually sent me this derailleur cassette and shifter out to test. It's super nice. You know, if you follow the channel, you know that I absolutely adore the Advent X. This thing is essentially, it works the same, runs the same, sets up the same, but it's got so many more improvements and additional bits that just make it so more robust, I guess, and just shifts so much nicer. So I'm stoked on it, and I will be talking about it lots more. But look how sick this wheel looks. I almost took the decals off the MTX bits. Let me know if you would have. I'm interested, but I think they look okay. Moving on to derailleur. The derailleur, this new MX
derailleur looks so nice with the silver parts, or the silver kind of cage on it. I think it suits the bike. I wanted to add some silver to brighten the bike up, and this worked very, very well for that. I did have to run a tap through the hanger as there is a bit of paint in there now. Plus, I remember rightly, a lot of the threads on this bike were pretty crappy through me building it, and it just been a bit old, so I did re-tap everything on this bike. I don't know how much you see in this video. I think I've done a lot of it already before I started recording, but yes, it was actually really nice considering how old this frame is, bolting stuff to it and it all going on nicely. It's a rare thing for me.
Now, there's no question here that when I'm building this bike, all I'm thinking about is how much fun it's going to be, and for long-term viewers of the channel know exactly what I'm about to say. The warning stickers are back in stock. These things sell out pretty much every time I order them, and you guys can't get enough of them, so I'm just going to always just keep reordering. But for people that don't know, this is the warning. This bike is built for fun. Please ride irresponsibly. These are available on SaveOldBikes.com, including the new tattoo stickers that kind of look like this, little like flash art type things. So this guy as well. Those and a bunch of others are all available on the website right now, including top caps. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, please go ahead to Second Life, SaveOldBikes.com. It helps me out so much. Thank you very much.
Moving on to the next bit of bling on this bike, Sumo Cycleworks was super generous and sent me out this crank and chainring to basically pimp out my bike. I wanted to add some purple components, and what more purpley can you do after the rims than the crank arms. These are again from Sumo Cycleworks. All the people that have supported me and the parts on this bike will be linked below, but yes, big shout out Sumo. These things are super sick. They look really good, all machined, and it's going to be matched up with a black chainring. Then on to cutting the threads on the BBs again. This is obviously a good thing to do a lot of the time, but when you have the paint or the bike repainted, it's a good idea. But any excuse to use this clip of Marlon using his favourite tool.
Besides the obvious, my favourite part of it is the sound. Naughty, I know.
The best way to describe what happened next was I had a little bit of a meltdown. Essentially, I didn't have the right bottom bracket size, and I switched it out to different bottom brackets over and over and over again. Essentially, the crank was sitting far too close to the frame and was cutting into the chainstays. Luckily, at this point, my friend Tom turned up. He said he'd pop in to see how everything was going, and ended up staying with me and basically helping me finish the build. And I can tell you this for a fact, if he didn't turn up when he did, this bike wouldn't have been finished when it was. Moving on to the front fork. Now, the CarryONs come with a fork, but Suntour saw that we were building cargo bikes and said, hey, do you fancy playing with one of our forks? And I said yes immediately, and they sent me one of these Moby 34s. This is an air shock. It's got rebound and stuff all in it as well, so you can change the way it runs and works. I've been using this now for a couple of weeks that I've been riding this for, and oh my god, is it nice. I will probably talk about it again more in future videos about this bike, but it's so good. It's so nice to have it on there. You're probably wondering what on earth I'm doing right now. Essentially, this headset has one of those weather seals in there, so it was super hard to get it on there, so it just needed a little finessing. It's fine. It was probably fine. Also, the top of the top cap has a spacer there at the moment. We do put collars on there with a bolt just to kind of make it more secure, but it wasn't ready at this point, but we put it on later on. But thank you, Suntour, this thing is sick. Kickstands are really important on cargo bikes. I'm going to use this one from Velo. I really like them. They look sick and they work really well. Plus, I like the fact that when it's not in use, it's kind of tucked right out of the way. So that's kind of cool. For the saddle, I'm going for a lovely Brooks B17, or C17, sorry. This one is the right colour, but I do end up changing it to a cutout version. I had already ordered it, it just hadn't arrived at this point, and this one we had ready. So I put this one on my bike. I really like the colour. I wasn't sure if I would, but the dark kind of chocolatey brown is very nice. It was starting to get a little bit cramped upstairs, being the fact that we've got this massive cargo bike now. Let me just move it into a better spot so I can show you it properly. But look how much of a bike this is. This was probably one of the best parts of the whole day, seeing it like on wheels, like from a little bit of a distance. So it spurred me on, gave me the energy to finish it. Now this is what I was on about earlier, the spacer that I had on there. Taking that off and putting on one of these little collars with a bolt in it. With a normal headset you would have a stem, and that would be clamped onto the fork, which stops it from moving and gives it that kind of protection. Cargo bikes don't have that bit on there, so you have to either, in our case, we fabricated our own version, or you buy it and it probably look crap. This one's very nice. This is the Happy Cap, my little top caps that I've been selling on my website. I have a very small amount is left. I think maybe 3, 6. That's a bit of a difference, I know. But if you want one of these, you can head to saveoldbikes.com and pick them up. Thank you in advance. This part of the process was kind of nice. A little bit tricky in places, getting stems on and bits and pieces. The steering rod, it was all like fiddly bits, but it was quite satisfying, especially the steering, getting that all working was a massive score. It was a really nice part of the build to kind of get it all like, well, a cargo bike, do you know what I mean? So yeah, this bit was good. It was fun. As you can see, we're starting to fill the cockpit up with some of the components. Shifter, a nice crane bell, super brassy, it's really nice. These VO levers, which I've been really digging, they feel super cool. And then we're moving on to the cables. Oh, and the grips, DMR, obviously. Pretty much the cabling was all done at this stage, and Udit was helping me with the decals. I bought this kind of iridescent vinyl to go on the bike because of the glitter that's in the metal flake. I thought it'd kind of look quite nice and again brighten the bike up, and I'm pretty stoked on it. It's kind of really nice. I wasn't quite sure when it was just a big sheet of paper or vinyl, like it just didn't like feel right, but now you can see it on the bike. Ooh, it's nice. Udit also recently did a drawing of me, which I'll put on the screen right now, and she's trying to put it in vinyl, but it didn't quite work out. We still haven't done it yet. We will get it done. I quite like the idea of having the little dude on the bike, but yeah, I think that's basically it.
Oh, your glasses. I was like, fuck, what fell off my bike? That's good. Yeah. Is that all you have to say? Yeah, you have just as much riding on this. Yeah, feels good.
Let's go look at it, shall we?
And there we have it. That is one of my wildest builds I've done on this channel to date. Going from completely rebuilding the frame and customizing it to then the actual build itself. It's so good. I'm finding it extremely hard to describe it to people right now because it's proper honeymoon moment when you get your kind of like essentially my dream bike. Like, I absolutely adore cargo bikes. I love mountain bikes. I like going off road and I like carrying loads of stuff. So it's just like perfect little, that's where the bike belongs and I love it. Usually when I get to the end of these videos, I've not actually ridden it that much. I've gone on like 1 or 2 rides or just round the block just testing it, and I've been excited and I've been like, I just want to put the video out. But this one I've been riding quite a bit. The first time I actually got to ride it properly, apart from car parks and around the blocks, was going to Bespoke. Spent the weekend there with Stayer and rode back and forward across London on it, and it was so sick. Really comfortable and fast. I've been using the Smart Sam tires on there, which if they've got a bit of air in them, they're quite hard rolling, and so they're quite fast. So it was really comfortable and super nice. And then there was the Apocalypse build off during the Bespoke. I had my mate Grant on the front of it filming the event. There's a video on that coming soon.
Oh shit!
And then the last weekend, the weekend before, I forget where I am right now if I'm honest, I went for a big old ride through Epping Forest with my family, and it was just the best thing. It's very rare that I feel like I build a bike completely new to me as well. Like, I've not built one of these before. Most 26s and general frames, I'm like, I know how this is going to feel when I finish building it. This, I didn't. I knew what I wanted it to feel like, and wow, it just feels like that. It's just comfortable. It can hit anything. We took it in some really rough terrain through Epping Forest. Anybody who knows the mud paths, they're all rock hard at the moment, so it's super hard and bumpy, and it just laps it up. That front fork, the suspension is just sick, and the brakes are really good. Everything, it just rides really nice. I want to do a bit more of an in-depth look at componentry on it and componentry in general, so I'll probably do more videos. But a massive shout out to everybody who's helped me out with components and parts, and Tom for spending the day with me building this bike, because I had a right old meltdown that day. I had so much work on, and I needed the bike built for the Cargo Fest, the celebration of the builds and stuff. So yeah, it was wild, and it's sick. I could keep yabbering on about it. What I will say is I've been away for a few weeks on all these events and stuff, so I've not been making many videos. I have been building still. I have lots to show you, but this weekend coming, or next weekend, I'm going to Brother in the Wild in Dorset, and I will be bringing my Stayer CarryON with me. So if you're at Brother in the Wild and you want to come have a go on it, come and hang out. I'm there all weekend, and I'll be riding the CarryON around. I'm worried I'm just going to keep yabbering on. So if you enjoyed this and this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I build a lot of retro bikes. This is obviously one of those, but I kind of parts bin stuff. So if you're into those kind of things, it's probably a good thing to subscribe to the channel. You can do it, and it's absolutely free by clicking that button just over there. And if you can't wait until the next video, that one up there is a particularly good one.